Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Jeff, and on today's episode of Living with Blank, I have Nikki here, who will share her experience living with psoriasis. Welcome, and thank you for joining. So let's just start from the very beginning. When did you first experience symptoms with psoriasis?
I first got symptoms when I was 8 years old, um, exactly after my grandmother died. She died, and I got like tiny spots on my legs, and I think they then disappeared because I was not diagnosed yet. I was diagnosed when I turned like 12 years old. Because then it started on my head, on the back of my scalp. And my mother, she took me to the dermatologist, and yeah, she had a feeling because my grandmother also had psoriasis. So yeah, we had like that gut feeling, like okay, it's psoriasis. And then the dermatologist also said, yes, it's psoriasis. So yeah, I got creams, and I moved on for a few more years with it, like yeah, many years. I followed with only creams, and then it got worse and worse, and I got a lot of emotional stress, and certain things happened in my life, like stressful life events. And yeah, also growing up, like being a teenager, and yeah, sort of yeah, people in high school, and yeah, it was like a hard time for me. And because also I had psoriasis already, so when I went to high school, so yeah, it sort of um, yeah, put sort of a stamp on me, on myself, because of course I was the only one who saw it that most. And I also got acne, so I had a lot of antibiotics during that time. And yeah, they made it a lot worse, my psoriasis, because I now know that psoriasis is actually a gut. It's coming from the gut, like your immune system is
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it starts all in your gut. And yeah, so I got light therapy. I think I when I was around maybe 2021. And then a few years later, I got a strep throat. So, like a heavy one. They wanted to. My phone is never going off. Now
No
it's going
worries.
off. Sorry. um, yeah, so I got strep throat, and yeah, and of course, another time antibiotics. And the doctors said, okay, it's so worse. I think we should take them out, your tonsils. And I was really afraid, and I didn't want to have surgery. So I said to the doctor, okay, is it okay if I decide tomorrow? And then yeah, the day after it was like better. So then they left it in, but my psoriasis got worse and worse after that. So I started light therapy again, and that didn't help anymore. Like the first time it helped, and the second time it didn't. So then I started using methotrexate. I had it for like a few months. I took it, and also another one. I don't know the name actually in English. So, but yeah, some other medicine also. And I got really, really sick of the medicine because yeah, like I had problems with going to the toilet, and I had like huge flare-ups in my face. Like my cheeks were like all red. Like if I drank like a lot of, everybody was thinking, okay, did you had like too much alcohol or what
Mm-hmm.
happened? It was so inflamed, it hurt. And I was really, yeah, I was, yeah, it made me really sad. And then I decided to stop. And then my psoriasis got worse again because of course they suppress yeah, they suppressed my psoriasis. They didn't solve anything. So and also that was around the time that my husband read an article on the Daily Mail, actually, from Hannah Salito. And she talks about food as medicine, and yeah, sort of getting an holistic lifestyle and
Mm-hmm.
working out, relaxing, like what everybody needs, of course, but yeah, for I think for most of us with autoimmune disease, it's even more important to take care of your body and to listen to your body. And yeah, so that's like, I think it's 3 years ago when I started with changing my diet. Change. I don't like to call it diet because it's sort of a
Yeah,
lifestyle now
exactly.
for me. And yeah, I started with that, and yes, it was really helpful. It is really helpful for me. I'm still not. I have like ups and downs, but
Hmm.
yeah. So it's still going on, and I have still a lot, I think, to figure out what's triggering my psoriasis. So because I went last year, I went to a functional medicine doctor, like a holistic
Uh-huh.
doctor, and we did like a stool test and a blood test, and we discovered that I had 5.1 um, like mercury in my blood, like high mercury.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you can have that from your teeth. You can have it. You can get that from the environment you live
Yeah.
in. You can get it from fish. They don't know actually, but it was high. So that means that my liver is sort of having a hard time with processing the mercury. So it's because we discovered that my gut, that I had like a huge imbalance in my gut, like dysbiosis. And so I started working on that, and I'm on a protocol now with supplements, but also with still with the food, and also still with moving my body regularly, and yeah, have a good night's sleep, because yeah, the only thing that helps like instantly is the sun. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, of course, we had the winter, so my psoriasis, yeah, flamed up again. And yeah, so I'm still working on finding my way,
Yeah,
but
it's a
yeah,
journey.
it's like a life journey, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Can you talk about the symptoms? Like, is it, I know it's the red spots, but
yeah.
is there more to that?
Yeah, it's red flaky skin, and for me it's more because I also discovered that I had like non-celiac disease,
Uh-huh.
so really sensitive to gluten. So when I eat gluten, I have like then my belly swallows up,
Yeah.
and yeah, so that's yeah, and then I can't sleep. I'm sort of, and I get sort of, yeah, anxiety, and sort of my heart beats faster. So it's not only the skin, but also, yeah, also that. And besides that, yeah, of course, also the shame, people staring, people
Hmm.
giving you like advice, and you're like, yes, I know, I'm trying and I'm doing everything I can. So that's like the mental part. I think people don't realize how mentally how exhausting it is to sort of think about every day, what am I going to eat, what am I going to wear, okay, my skin is dry, I need cream, which cream should I use, because we have like so many creams nowadays. That's it's sort of, okay, where do I have to look for, and which shampoo do I use? Because yeah, if I use a shampoo with, for example, with sodium lauryl sulfate, it's like a chemical that's, I didn't know like a few years ago. I just
Yeah.
put everything on my skin. I was like, okay, this is fine, right? Everybody uses it. And now I'm sort of aware of it. And because I can feel the difference if I use a shampoo with SLS or without, and my skin is so much better. And I take, yeah, that sea salt baths also at home. And in summer, I swim also in the sea because I live 10 minutes from the beach. And it's amazing for my skin. It's not only for my skin, but also for my mental health. Like, yeah, get in a sort of relax vibe, and yeah, so that my body can heal. Because yeah, I also had a burnout last year, so I was like constantly in, my body was like chronic in stress.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was really really hard for me to let it go, and sort of, okay, listen to my body again. And I discovered that I was so much in my head and not in my
Yeah.
body, and I just couldn't even I wanted to do everything so badly. I wanted to heal so badly that it sort of became an obsession for me. Like, okay, this food I can't eat, this food I can't eat, this I can't eat. And when I went somewhere, for example, to my parents or friends, I take food and couldn't even enjoy like for little things anymore. And yeah, that's really isolating. So yeah, I think people should need to know that yeah, it's so important that you have the support, but also that you can enjoy sometimes and then yeah, get your balance back sort of. It's yeah, because it's hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Psoriasis seems very similar to alopecia, where they say the same thing. Like alopecia is
Yeah.
a gut disease, really. And I used to have, now I have zero hair, but I used to have some. And they would say, like, to eat, I went gluten free, dairy free. I did this autoimmune protocol diet. And they pretty much just
Yeah.
say stress is like the big thing. I don't know if like when you go to doctors, do they pretty much always say like watch your stress levels and just like that's kind of the main
Yeah.
thing people love to say.
Yes, always.
Would you say like the mental side of psoriasis is worse than the actual like physical side of it?
I think it's yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think because when you have psoriasis, you look in the mirror and you see you when when I look in the mirror, I look at my spots.
Yeah,
I don't look at my
exactly.
body. I see my spots. And actually I did a photo shoot last year and I because I decided to sort of open up because I always hid it. I always wore
Hmm.
like long sweaters and long trousers. Even when I had a wedding, I sort of went shopping, especially to get sort of a jumpsuit
Yeah.
that I didn't have to show my legs because I didn't want to ask anyone. And on another one's perfect day, I don't want to be imperfect.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so that's of course again the mental part. But yeah, I did a photo shoot last year, and like the theme of the photo shoot was like, do you see me or do you see my psoriasis? And it sort of triggered myself because I was like, I look at my psoriasis, me myself, but
Yeah,
other people maybe don't. But in my head, I think they look at me and they look at my spots,
definitely.
and I'm always aware of people staring at me and if they stare at me or if they stare at my spots. I'm watching their eyes
Yeah.
looking at me, so that's constantly processing. It's like yeah, always on.
Uh-huh.
That's exhausting for
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
no, definitely. I mean, it was the same with me where I used to
Yeah.
like hide it all the time. Was it a very liberating like experience when you kind of, I guess, went public with like having psoriasis, like kind of, was it a point where you kind of just stopped caring?
Yes and no. I still have my moments that I
Yeah.
care and that I'm sad and that it's inflamed and itchy and it hurts because people think that it's only like on the outside that it's not so yeah pretty, but it's not only the way you look, but it's so much inside, I guess. And
Uh-huh.
um, yeah, it was so liberating. It was so, and I felt like for maybe a half year, I felt like I wanted to sort of open up, but I sort of hold myself.
Yeah.
I hold on myself to not do it because I was also really scared of what people would say, like in my close to me, like my family and my friends, and yeah, I had like so many messages from people who said to me, I didn't know that it was so bad.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, because I always hided it when it was
Yeah.
like bad, yeah, more red or it was like worse or I always find my tricks to put makeup on it or wear like a jumpsuit, for example, or yeah, to hide it. And they were shocked. They were like, whoa, we didn't know. And that was apart from the how I was feeling from the inside, because I
Yeah.
also share about what's going on inside of me. Like, yeah, because for example, I was a few months ago, I was in Dubai on vacation, and like the pool guard said to me, sorry, but what do you have on your skin? You cannot go in the swimming pool because people are afraid. And I was like,
Yeah.
who said that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to talk to them. And I didn't even want to go in the pool. Actually, my husband wanted to go in the pool, and I always only want to go in the sea, because the sea is like healing to me. It's healing for my skin,
Yeah.
healing for my soul, healing for my mind. And I just sort of wanted to go with him like one time in the swimming pool, and then at that moment, it's like as if they can sort of feel your fear, or your
Mm-hmm.
that you're scared or not comfortable, and then they sort of then they get their sort of chance to ask you and to talk to you. And I was so, and it was on my birthday, and I cried the whole day. I didn't want to go out anymore. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
want to go anywhere, and I don't want to go to a restaurant, and I just want to cry in my bed. And it was after I opened up, but it was still like, yeah, sort of that pain that came back, the pain and the yeah, from having this disease. And it sounds
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
exhausting to always you're always kind of just aware of it, and it does just drain you mentally.
yeah. And I can't even remember that I didn't have it.
Yeah,
I can't.
exactly.
It's hard for me to remember the Nikki who was like the before the 8-year-old or before the 12-year-old that didn't have it. So I,
Yeah.
yeah, constantly aware of it. I think also my character is sort of, um, sort of started from, not started, but it influenced my character also, because
Yeah.
my self-confidence and all of that. Yeah.
Would you say now, like, starting pretty much the holistic lifestyle has helped you a lot with kind of that whole mental side and even the physical side?
Yes, actually, I'm apart from all the supplements and all the things that I do for my diet, and like
Mm-hmm.
the food and everything. I think it's also processing all the trauma that I've been through and all the things that I pushed sort of away. And
Yeah.
I'm sort of also processing all that traumas from childhood and after that. I'm doing that right now because I didn't do that before. I always, I was like always
Yeah, just
Nikki,
in
smiling
yourself.
Nikki,
Yeah.
and always smiling. But behind that smile was like a lot of pain. But I didn't show people. I didn't. I was afraid to show actually. So, yeah, I'm also working on that part right now, and
Uh-huh.
it's like I think a big part of who I am, and my stress levels when I'm sort of not when I'm not comfortable in a place or with people, or especially when I'm, of course, when people see my psoriasis and see my legs or see my skin. So and I changed, like, I think the last year, I changed like a lot of things in my life. I started meditating. I
Uh-huh.
started doing yoga. Yeah. Um, it's like it feels like a never-ending story sometimes, but I think it's also bringing me closer to who I am and who I need to become, and to feel happy and relaxed, and all by my all with myself happy, and to love myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's a big part.
I started meditating pretty much daily now for now it's been about a year, and that was a big help for me. It's kind of like I used to be so in my head with everything. And the same thing, I would just look at before now I would say it's much easier when I have no hair, because now it's like all right, I'm done kind of thing. But before, when I had like 1.5 eyebrows, so like half my eyebrow was gone. So it would be like I look in the mirror and that's all I would look at. And it's just
Yeah.
like, it's exhausting. That's really what it was. And then once I started meditating, I kind of just changed my mindset on things. And it was like just a tremendous help. So it is interesting
Yeah.
that it's so similar. I mean, it makes sense because like you just constantly look at it, and it is a thing
Mhm.
to. It's hard not to,
Yeah.
but you kind of just have to accept it, and
Yeah.
once
To
you can
embrace it, right? Yeah.
exactly. But I mean, it took me 20 years to get to that point, pretty much.
Yes, me
And
too. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Such a long time. Yeah.
exactly.
Wow.
So, what are some things that kind of make it worse? Like you say, the stress, and I assume eating gluten, that stuff. But are there some other things as well?
Um, yeah, I think when the weather, when it's like really cold, and
Hmm.
yeah, people, I think they recognize that their skin is already like dry, and then for me it's like extra dry because it is sort of
Yeah.
always dry, and I am always sort of putting cream on and getting it sort of, because otherwise my skin sort of cracks, and it's, yeah, it's of course a lot more pain. But yeah, apart from the gluten and the stress, yeah, alcohol is also a trigger for me,
Uh-huh.
because yeah, I think because alcohol, I used to really love wine,
Uh-huh.
but I feel when I drink wine, you get sort of, a part of you gets sort of, how do you say that? Yeah, you get sort of more loose, and a part of you, um, yeah, maybe sort of your boundaries change, and
Hmm.
I think, yeah, maybe you do things you don't want to do, or you say things and afterwards you feel sorry about it, or you don't feel
Yeah.
like happy about it. So then, and apart from that, the wine is like, it dries out your body, and I think our bodies, especially when we have autoimmune, needs like extra water and extra
Yeah.
hydration. It's also a trigger. And yeah, what else, apart from the food? I think also the environment you're in, but I mean like the
Hmm.
the people you have around you. And yeah, I when I look at my life, like I look at my friends and family, for the last year also things changed for me, because a few friends I had, I don't see anymore, and it really 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 hurts me. And
Hmm.
because yeah, our ways sort of, yeah, I got that way and they took that way, and we were like friends for like the whole childhood. And yeah, sometimes things happen like that. And but if you have psoriasis, um, yeah, it's sort of, I felt like I wasn't sort of good enough, or I wasn't sort of, I wasn't fitting in the group anymore. And yeah, they always also said, they not always, they said also to me like, yeah, there are things worse than psoriasis, and of course it's true, but for me it was like very worse and very
Yes.
like on my mind the whole time. And when they were drinking alcohol and I said no, I felt sort of not in the group anymore, because I was the Nikki, not the Nikki anymore who I was for
Hmm.
like 10, 15 years. And so I needed to let it go, and it was so hard for me to let that go. And I felt sort of so alone in that, around that time. And it was actually a year ago, and COVID started. And yeah, I started my Instagram like in the end of summer, and it was the beginning of summer. And I felt like I didn't have friends anymore. And of course I still had friends, like other
Yeah.
friends, not from that group, but other friends. And um yeah, it was really hard for me to let go, because yeah, I think I was sort of so busy with my skin and my burnout, and then that sort of fell away. And but I now realize that I needed it. I needed that time for myself, and I needed to. That's why I started my Instagram. That's when I started to open up, and because I sort of could that part of me go,
Mm-hmm.
and what's stressing me out, I sort of could flow in a sort of new life, not new life, but new me, sort of discovering the new me, and what do I need except for what do other people need. And I learned also a lot about me as a person. I always wanted to take care of people and to sort of please them and be there for them. And of course that's not good, but I think that's also the part with my self-confidence which I sort of gave up, I think, around about my because I got psoriasis, that I sort of had the feeling that I had to give more to people, that they would or otherwise they wouldn't sort of accept me as a friend, or as a I don't know. But so I realized that's relationships and friendships should need more balance, because my skin is sort of telling there's an imbalance, and
Mm-hmm.
I can now see my psoriasis as sort of an alarm system as well.
Yeah, like when you say an alarm system, does it like, do you almost get like an immediate reaction sometimes when you know that like something might, like a situation might not be good for you, kind of thing? And then is it almost instant where you can notice your psoriasis getting worse, or is kind of?
I sort of get immediately inflammation, and it can be like the same night or the day after,
Yeah.
and then I wake up and I felt it maybe already in my tummy,
Uh-huh.
like the sort
Gut
of the
feeling.
anxiety, the gut
Yeah.
feeling that you're, or maybe just I had a stress feeling, and I also I can feel it, like in my whole body, like the
Yeah.
stress and tension in my back, and then my psoriasis sort of flames immediately, and then I know, like, okay, this was not maybe so good for me. But I think we need that lessons or something to listen to our body. And first I was always like, okay, what did I done, and blaming myself for what I eat or what I didn't
Yeah.
eat, not drinking enough water. But it's so much more than only food and stress, and it's also your environment you're in and the people you around yourself with. It's so important that you can. I think psoriasis is sort of giving you the boundary. If you can't give the boundary to the people around you,
Yeah.
your psoriasis will give it, sort of.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
sometimes see it as sort of to scare people and to scare them away, to sort of give the boundary like immediately.
Yeah. I feel like I have very similar experiences, and it's like almost, one way you can view it is almost like you have like a superpower, even like people don't,
Yeah.
you have the ability to recognize these things where other people might not have it. So I think just having certain mindsets seems to be like just the biggest help with it. So kind of, let's talk a little bit of actually like the psoriasis itself. Like, does it move throughout your body? Like, is it more on certain locations? Is it more on your arms? And like, does it move throughout your body?
Actually, when I start healing, or I feel like I'm more on the healing path again, then the sort of spots, for example, if I had like a spot like this on my leg,
Mm-hmm.
and when it started to heal, it sort of opens up. But first you think, oh, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of, the spots get sort of tinier and tinier, and the redness, of course, it calms down, and then it gets more pinkish, and
Mhm.
less scales, and then it sort of, yeah, floats away, or how do you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I sometimes also get new spots. For example, I had COVID in December,
Uh-huh.
and I got a spot here on my neck, and I was like, oh no, another spot. That's of course not a good approach
Yeah.
to the way to approach it. But yeah, and now it's actually gone again. Yeah, you can still see it like a little bit. It's like
Mhm.
lights, yeah, like whites or something. But yeah, the spots sort of, yeah, have their own. They create their own way, I think. Yeah.
Are the spots like in this, like, have you always had kind of like a main spot on your leg? Like, are they always in kind of the same places?
Yeah, mostly on the same places. And I think also, I learned also that they are like, they have a connection with your lymphatic system. For example,
Uh-huh.
if you have tension in your neck, then the spots sort of appear on your forehead and around, because the lymphatic system is like walking here on
Yeah.
their way up, and also the elbows that are the main spots, and also my legs, for example, on my around my ankle, no, above my ankle, sorry. And yeah, so that are like the main spots, and it's also, yeah, it's like recognizable for psoriasis that the spots are there where the lymphatic system is sort of
Uh-huh.
floating. Yeah. So
What would you say has been like the biggest help for you with having it?
um, the biggest change my psoriasis made for my life,
Well,
do you mean?
more like kind of like, I mean, I guess you could, yeah, sure.
A lot, actually. I
Yeah.
don't know where to start. Yeah, I changed my environment, people who I have around me. I'm more aware of setting boundaries, and my me as a person, and I need to take care of myself first for before I can, yeah, give other people my energy. It's like a glass of water. If the glass is empty, you cannot give to people.
Uh-huh.
So first, the whole glass is like for yourself, and what overflows is for other people. And I used to give like the whole glass to I wanted to give everybody water
Yeah.
except for myself, and I was sort of so dehydrated. So yeah, that. But yeah, also changing my lifestyle, and eat healthy, but eat healthy because then I feel healthy, and I feel better, and I feel more energized. And when I'm energized, I have the energy to go out and exercise and do things. And yeah, when you have a good day, it takes like a whole day to like a good day to get a good night's sleep. Because if your day was not good,
Hmm.
you're worrying, and your anxiety sort of goes up, and then you can't sleep or don't sleep well, and then sort of it repeats. You get like in that, you come in a vicious cycle of negativity, and then
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a wheel. When there's sort of one piece missing, it cannot sort of go on and on. And so it's like, yeah, it's like everything is in my life is sort of under yeah, under, yeah, I sort of, how do you say that, under construction or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needed a renovation, like everything. I couldn't live like, yeah, I could live like, if I didn't have psoriasis, then I wouldn't um learn so much about this, about
Yeah.
me, about boundaries, about my health. It's like everything. And yeah, I now know, every time I learn more about what's not good for me or what's not for me, because I grew up in a family that, yeah, you have like your family system, and your parents sort of, um, how do you say that? They sort of hope that you go like a sort of a way in life and
Yeah.
get
Like
a certain job.
society. Yeah.
Yeah, society, yeah, like that. And yeah, actually, yeah, that puts a lot of pressure on people, I guess, and also on me. And I really wanted to have that perfect job and have that perfect life and have that, yeah, maybe a beautiful house or car or everything. I have a beautiful house, I have a lovely house, but
Uh,
sort of that pressure on it, that pressure you put on it. And now I realize that I want to to have the memories at the end of my life, and not all the sort of good life, and
yeah.
not feeling good from the inside. And because my body showed that I wasn't happy, because I was working in sales and I thought I really liked it, but my body said I don't like it anymore,
Yeah.
because I got a burnout and my psoriasis exploded. So I couldn't go on with that, and still I had sort of all these signals. I had such a hard time to give up my job, because I was like, oh, and then I don't have that good income anymore, and what am I going to do then? And I got so scared and so afraid to sort of, what's next? That sort of the page is empty again, or
Yeah.
empty, or blank again, to choose. Yeah, what's in it for me, and to choose another way, and to, yeah, it took like a lot of courage to do it. I was really
Definitely.
scared, and still I sometimes have anxiety about it, because yeah, I know no um I now know that I was, that wasn't my place, but it took a long time to discover. And yeah, now that I'm so sort of teach myself into health and everything, I'm also thinking about, yeah, making my work on this. And if it's maybe yoga teacher,
Hmm.
or maybe a coach for psoriasis patients, and yeah, to make from my sort of, yeah, my pain my passion. That sounds really
Yeah.
weird, but to sort of, yeah, make people happy, because I know how they feel, I know where they go through, and how helpless you can be. And if you go to your, because if you go to your doctor, then they give you like the creams and the steroids and everything, and they say, okay, good luck. And
Yeah.
yeah, it sort of, it doesn't solve the problem, it's only suppresses the problem. And of course a lot of people need medicine, and I'm not against medicine, because my mother, she also has psoriasis. She got it like 9 years ago. She was
Hmm.
like in a really stressful situation, and then she got it, and she was for 9 years she was on methotrexate. And after that she had, all the time she had like broken lips. And I said, Mom, that's like from the methotrexate, because yeah, I think it's not working for you anymore. And it's like really heavy medicine. So there are now other medicine, but they just, yeah, they, if you're okay, they just keep you giving that. And the doctor said, yeah, maybe it's from the sun that your lips are broke. But she had like every time, and
Yeah.
she felt like really sad. And I said, okay, Mom, I looked it up and I discovered the methotrexate, and it's not good for your body anymore. So maybe you should look for biologicals, like the Humira. So she now has that one, because she has like not only psoriasis on her scalp, but she also has the psoriasis arthritis.
Hmm.
So it's in her hands and in her feet, and yeah, like a lot of pain. And so she started, a few months ago, she started with Humira, and she said, oh my God, I feel so much better. Not only, yeah, my my body is feeling better, and the psoriasis is away again. Psoriasis was also away with the methotrexate, but her lips are perfect right now, and she
Yeah.
feels also more energized again. So yeah, you have to be your own health advocate, I always think, or I also learned on this path. And because we can only feel what's the best for us. And yeah, I feel that this is my path to find out what my triggers are, and to yeah, to find my way.
Yeah. It sounds like this like self journey has been super helpful for you. Was there like a moment where you kind of like switched into this lifestyle?
Um, Yeah, actually, because I started around 3 years ago with changing my diet and my lifestyle with the food part only,
Hmm.
and it was like this, on it and off, and on it and off, and I was like, okay, there's also life, and now I realize that it's not only the food, and like I think 6 7 months ago, I started with that functional medicine doctor, and I discovered that I had dysbiosis, and I thought my gut was fine. So it,
Hmm.
yeah, that's when I really realized that I sort of had to make that change. There was no way back anymore. There was no way back to my life with the friends that didn't give me the
Yeah.
love I needed. There was no way back that I could go. There was no way that I could go back to that job in sales, which was not fitted for me anymore. And that was when I was also when I also started my Instagram account to sort of find people like me, and to connect, and to sort of keep me going this way, and to meet people who are, yeah, on the same page or on the same level, and yeah, who need support, and which I can also get the support from, which I need. And yeah, so I think it was about yeah, about a half year ago. And also, but I did the photo shoot, of course, that I sort of opened up, and
Hmm.
okay, I'm really doing this right now, so there's no way back. I have it, it's there, and it's time to embrace it, and to yeah, to sort of, yeah, live with it, and make the best out of it, I guess.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
I pretty much had the exact same thing as like what you did. It's like I pretty much like posted that I had this because I used to hide it and no one really
yeah,
knew. And just like I also did the whole diet and lifestyle change and kind of just changed honestly like a new version of me. And it
yeah,
a lot of these experiences that you say were the exact same thing as me. And kind of I feel like now I've reached a point where I am a better person. I don't think if I didn't have alopecia, I don't think I ever would have gotten to the point where I am right now. And just like reaching that
yeah,
level of like self acceptance and self awareness and just all those things. So it is very interesting that both of them are just so similar and we just had so many of the similar lifestyle changes.
yes.
So
So
I
interesting, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I think also it scares people that when you're changing, they feel like they also need to change. But
Yes, and
then
it's
it
not
scares them, and
about
then and
yeah,
they, yeah, it's not about them. They want to sort of um, how do you say that, to hold on
yeah, like
that old version of you.
yeah,
And that's so that can disrupt like your whole journey for a moment. Sort of it puts it on hold. And because, yeah, you can I think maybe you also experience that people sort of want to hold on to the old person, and then they say things that are not
yeah,
nice, or that they sort of, yeah, put it on themselves, like yeah, the diet is not going to help, or you still need to have fun, right? Just take the wine, or take the gluten, or take everything. And of course, it's not about one time, but
yeah,
when you're on a mission, then you need the support, and not people who sort of stop you, and yeah, because it scares them, because it hurts. And yeah,
definitely.
that's yeah,
Yeah, people have to like look at themselves because like you're looking at yourself in a whole new way, and people kind of don't do that for themselves. And when they see someone else doing it, it kind of like rubs them the wrong way a little sometimes.
yes, so true.
Yeah. So I think we're about at the end, but I want to ask just one more question. And
Yeah.
pretty much, so you've had it for a long time now. And what's something that you kind of would tell someone who just got diagnosed with psoriasis? Like, what's something that you wish you knew at the very beginning?
I think it's so important to know that you are still loved, no matter if you psoriasis or not. It's like a sign that um, yeah, a part of you needs attention. I think your skin is like the mirror of your soul, and yeah, so that sounds maybe a little bit scary for people, but they will yeah, I think it's important to look on that, and also to realize it's not a skin condition, but it's actually a gut condition. So yeah, try to work on your gut and on your gut, and by moving your body and putting like the most healthy food in it. And also I want to aware people to also enjoy life. So try to have both sides, to have that healthy lifestyle, but also take the moments of joy, because I experience myself like putting in on everything and doing everything, and then I lost my sort of joy, and it
Mm-hmm.
got me also in a burnout. So yeah, that's really, of course, so yeah, that's not the good. That's not yeah, it's nothing. It's like too much. So yeah, surround yourself with people who support you, and inform yourself also what you can do, and take it step by step. You cannot do like all of this. For
Yeah.
me, it was like a journey of it was a journey of, it is a journey of 20 years plus now, but this journey is about maybe three years now.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, take your time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a sprint, it's a marathon.
No.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. I really learned a lot, and I hope everyone listening learned a lot. And hopefully, they also go on this self journey of kind of just growing as a person. And it sounds
Yeah.
like it's going great for you. And I only wish the best in the future as well.
Yes, thank you so much. I want to wish everyone enjoy the ride.
Yes, exactly. Well, thank you for listening, everyone. And I hope you enjoyed the episode. And on that note, we are done. Thank you.